everybody, Kitty and Annika here with a Loongsoul 58 centimeter Bloom Girl body review. And I know I've been meaning this for so long, and I'll stop the rambling pretty quickly here. But if you watch my video, I've got tons of excuses as to why I haven't done this yet. So let's jump right into it. Annika is a sleep idol on Fae head on the Loongsoul body. And she was in white skin. I will start off by saying that the white skin is really nice for matching for hybrids. Pretty much. I have two of them right now, two hybrids. Luna's somewhere over there with my other dolls in my dolly display. But I mean, it's a really beautiful body, and this color is really nice and good for hybrids and whatnot. So with her being the Asleep Idol head, I do not actually have one with a Loongsoul head, or I would have obviously done that one. But, I mean, the motion with this head is great. I mean, she can look up pretty far, before her neck tries to stop her. And she can go from side to side, and she goes down way better than she goes up. I don't know why. But, like, she's got that, if you've ever noticed, she's got that little lip right here, which I guess prevents her from going back more. I'm sure if you're wanting the Asleep Idol head, you could probably sand that down. I'm not going to. My one complaint with the Asleep Idol heads is that this plate in the back, it's more like, it looks like it's metal, but it's actually like a metallic sticker kind of thing that they've just glued on. So with Luna, hers actually just popped right out and fell off, and I lost it, so not good for reselling. But which I don't intend to resell her ever, but you know. So let's jump right into it, starting with the arms. It is a 4-piece arm. And as you can see, I mean, the shoulder holds really well. You've got like these scaly, locky thingies that help her, hold them out in different positions. So you can go from, there's like when she's fully out, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then by her side. So that's pretty good. I mean, the range of motion here is great because, I mean, those locks help you do all sorts of crazy things. So you can do just about anything. And then the elbow. The elbow is really interesting. I really like the way that they did this, but at the same time I really hate it. So what they did is, you'll notice here that it bends fairly easily, but I mean, you can rotate it to do different poses. But the interesting thing is, so you can see that it's double jointed, but like when you go like that, the joint actually like pulls out partially, so that she can literally go all the way like this. As you can see, I mean, and that's severely impressive. The one grievance I have with this though is that, as you can tell, it's kind of an all or nothing thing. It's really difficult. Well, there she goes. But sometimes it's really difficult to get her to do certain poses where it's like halfway there, halfway not, which is really annoying to me. I don't know though, guys. And then her wrist is just the typical, ball jointed ball on a thingy wrist. These hands are so pretty. If my camera will focus, that is. They're so pretty. They've got they're like really delicate, and yet like with my smaller girls, they don't look like disproportionate or anything. They're really delicate and pretty without, looking odd. And so moving on, we've got her chest. She is on the smallest bust. As you can see, it's pretty big. I also have the large bust for Luna, which is just monstrous, but I kind of like it anyway. And, so that is one thing that a lot of people have complaints about with the Loongsoul bodies, is the chests are so big. Basically, they either, and with the MSDs, they either go from totally flat to this big. I mean, it's ridiculous. But moving on, it is obviously a weirdly 3-parted torso, and I'll show you why it's weird in a moment. But let's go ahead and start with the upper breast part. So she can go back pretty far. I mean, compared to some of my other dolls, she can go back. The only issue is that, you have to, if you're going to be holding it with just the top joint, you're going to want to pull her back and have her kind of leaning against something. Forward is a lot better. She can go, one, they're like little locks again. There's locks everywhere, by the way, so I'm not even going to address that in some of these areas. But there's 1, 2, 3, and then 3 is kind of more of a disjoint, but I mean, as you can see, that's just his top joint, and she's already slouching pretty severely. And then, so I mean, again, locks on the back, which kind of look, again, like ridges, scaly ridges, which are really nice. I really love that. And then in combination with the bottom one, which is, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like these pegs with little holes in the bottom, so like you'll see there's a little hole, but like if you look really closely, there's all these little like locky thingies, so that basically what that does is, so there's like a little peg and then a little holy thingy. This actually helps her go, she actually has a little different hole, so she can go side, and then side once more, I believe. So I mean, she can do some really, oh, I totally forgot. There's also locks on the top joint on the side, so I mean, she can go pretty, I mean, that's with everything, and I mean, she's almost at a huge angle, so I mean, as you can see, it's pretty awesome. And she can do that on both sides, so I mean, there's locks for everything, like I was saying. So I mean, she can do both, so, which is great. It's another thing that I really love about this body. And then again, she can go pretty far forward. I mean, combining that with the torso joint, I mean, she can slouch pretty well, though. You'll notice, and I don't know if this is because of stringing or just because of how heavy she can be, but I mean, she will sag a little bit, and you'll get this like little lip. But I mean, seriously, what other doll do you know that can actually do that? I mean, it's just impressive as all hell to me. And then, okay, sorry I did side to side, obviously, which is like, front and back. So anyway, moving on. The one part about her that really kind of annoys me is this like hip joint. So rather than being like, you know, the regular thigh joints that would be right here, she has like these weird hip joints that like make up her butt. And I mean, I love them and hate them at the same time. I hate them because when you have clothes on, especially if they're tighter fitting, like stockings or pants, they tend to kind of lock into weird positions and not go very well, and then the clothes get stuck in them, and it's just, ugh. But anyway, I like them because you can essentially lean really far forward. I mean, she can pretty much curl up, as you'll see here in a moment. This is just holding it down. I mean, she can easily do this, though, and completely, you know, curl up and everything. I actually have her curled up a lot of the times on my bookshelf, so as you can see, that's thoroughly impressive. And that does it back and forward, so I mean, as you can see, it's like this weird, it's like it makes up her butt, which is really weird to me. So I mean, that actually just helps her sit and, you know, do what I was doing earlier, where it helps her kneel and whatnot. And that's pretty nice, but like I said, it can be annoying with some clothing and whatnot, but not terrible. And so next we have her legs, obviously, which, not counting the hip joints, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, which isn't bad. So got this really cool like leg things, and I'll say it's really cool because like get it to pull out. She's strung really tightly, but it's like she's got this like reverse thing in her leg, and it kind of locks in there, which is really nice when she's sitting. As well as standing, because I mean, this whole system kind of helps her stand really well and do that. But I mean, yeah, it's really nice. And then you get her knees, which are just absolutely coolest. So if you look in the back, they look like they would be single jointed, but actually it's really cool the way they did it. So, you know, you're gonna obviously stand on the leg like that, and then you can go, and then like this thing just pops right out, like it'll start kind of popping out, and 1, 2, 3, and then that's about it. But I mean, yeah, that's still pretty impressive. I believe it would go further though, but I don't think so. But as you can see, like, I really love this knee because it looks pretty much human. I mean, the way that they did this to where it's kind of it's kind of like the top part of the joint is hidden almost. So you've got like this. So when she is in this place, it will lock with this little lip thingy going over. But I mean, I don't mind. I think that the only part that scares me about that is the potential for her to kind of chip in that area. So you want to be pretty careful when doing what I just did and snapping it back. But I mean, it's not that bad. I think it'll be a lot better when she's strung better. That's the complaint I hear a lot about Longsouls lately, is that they're strung really tight when you get them. And I can't say that she's, or even Luna's, any different. I mean, they're strung really tightly when you first get them. So, I mean, it might be a good idea to, if you're planning on getting one of these, I definitely suggest getting some extra string. Try to get one big length of string, get a couple of them, just cut in one length. You can ask companies to do that. That'll really help, especially if you're getting, that'll help with any doll, but that's just a general tip for these. And then, of course, you've got the lovely little feet. I do have the high heel feet, though she does hair everywhere. She does share her high heel feet with Luna, who has them on right now. But, I mean, they're basically the same. I mean, you can point them rather far, which is what I really, really like. And, you can also point them up. And the only issue I have is that they're kind of big, first of all. I mean, it can be kind of difficult to get them to fit into regular SD girl shoes because they're a little bit bigger. But, I mean, I haven't had any huge problems, so not that bad. So, yeah, that's about it. I mean, I just want to say the resin is so smooth and soft. I really love it. It's not like, it's a special French type resin, I guess, and it's so nice and soft, even though I haven't had her very long. And I don't usually handle her very much. It's really soft, it's really silky, it feels good, it feels solid, but still, like, really soft and nice. I keep touching her all creepily, but I really, really love it. And so, overall, I really love this body. I absolutely adore it. That's kind of the reason why I got two. But, I mean, I seriously, I want all of my dolls sometimes to have this body, just because of how lovely they are. And, obviously, aesthetically, they look beautiful. They've got a lot of detail on them. And, of course, the posing, which I love. So, I mean, I cannot recommend these bodies highly enough. But, yeah, my only issue is with the weird hip joints. I don't think it's on the males. And they have a newer version of the body that's, for a little bit taller, and they're a little bit more shapely, that has, the normal thigh joints where it's right here. But, I mean, it's not bad at all, and I really do love it. So, anyway, sorry for all this rambling and ranting and me not knowing what to say half the time. I'm hoping to get to more regular stuff, and I'm probably going to do some more BJD Addicts prompts. Probably going to start that later on, maybe even today. I don't really know for sure. Maybe not, though. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and for joining us today. Have a lovely day. Bye.